All right, welcome back to Beers and Breakevens, heading into round 22 of your Rugby League SuperCoach football, bringing in my 5'8", my top 7. You'd be in my top 7 MySpace friends. I don't know if you'd be one. You'd be right up there. Tim Williams, how are you, mate?
Good. Top 7's pretty good for MySpace back in the day. Like when you're in high school, let's call a spade. Your first 6 were like just girls that you were keen on. So if I Jade at top and you spot 7, I could be the number 1 bloke.
I do feel like, and I'm going to bring in our wonderful producer here, Kat Haddad, I feel like the MySpace top friends would have been more of an issue in the Familia schools than the Malia schools.
I mean, the funny thing for me, and I feel it's a real testament to my friendship group, but my top friends back then are the same as what they are now. My group is tight, it's small. It's the way that I like it. You don't want to have too big of a...
But ranking them within that,
I still think the rankings would be the same.
Same, yeah. Okay. I could guess your
how savage was that concept? And
it's
like,
so savage.
And if like you had like the slightest little tiff with a mate at school, it's like, I'm just going to drop you down.
I remember it used to be a big thing. I remember like girls I used to hang out with at the time were like, I had to shift her down 2 spots. I'm like, fuck.
Well, I don't know. I can only speak for myself here, but I kind of learnt how to code doing like using HTML and like understanding how to build a website with MySpace. Like it actually taught me how to do all that stuff. Wow. I just hid my friends after a while.
Because then cowards, Chad. You got to put them up there. You got to let people know. Draw a line in the sand.
No. Well, what would if you had to do the bloke in a bar crew, can you list your top friends?
No, thank you. Talking about drama.
And then,
hard pass.
And then you'd check out like some girl you were keen on's top friends and you'd go to number 1, you'd come in here and then you'd actually have the courage to speak to them and you'd drop straight back down.
No, I never got to that point. Never ever.
I don't think that the rankings were like that for me.
No, I remember them being like that. Yeah. I definitely remember.
Well,
maybe it was a boy thing.
It was like year 6 though, right? Like 12 years old or something. Or
well, you're a little bit younger than me. Not much, but
a little bit.
I definitely remember. Like, anyway, we're getting off task.
Yeah. Terrible start to the podcast.
Lontel, major sponsors for season 2025, doing great things as always. Lontel, internet is lightning quick. We've got it here in the studio. We don't get to see Maddie the Waterboy anymore because bloke's got it down there. They were at your house the other day sorting out cables and whatnot. How's it flying down there?
Yeah, she's quick.
She's quick.
Real quick.
Moves.
Across the board, Lontel, quickest in Australia, thereabouts. Actually, I think it is. But yeah, mine's even quicker.
How good. So Lontel, if you want to check it out, guys, link is down below in the description. Go and check it out there. You can try it out. You get free internet I think it's the first week when you sign up. And then you can make a decision if you stay or if you go. But go check it out. Doing great things. Lontel, support the people that support us. Speaking of supporting us, myself and Timmy, we have got the 2025 jerseys dropping tonight, 6 p.m. So potentially when you're listening to this, they may already be out there. We've got a 48-hour window for you guys to order. It is a pre-sale, so they will take about 4 to 6 weeks until you guys get them. They'll come to us, then we'll send them out to you. So it is a little bit of a wait, but for the quality we've got for you guys, and we don't want to leave, we're going to do the top 30 thing. We spoke about it last week. I don't want to leave any of you out. So rugbyleagueguru.com.au. They are live now, $79.95. You can go on the website. You can grab a Grizzlies jerseys or a Stallions jersey, or you can grab both for a little discount there, Timbo.
On the odd chance that you can't decide, mate, get them both.
Get them both. Why not? And then we can have them at Magic Round, at events throughout the year and everything. I'm very, very excited to see them.
I want to see them. After years of being in around Bloke in a Bar and seeing the jerseys in the stand at Magic Round and around the Caxton, I would love to see a Stallions or a Gurus jersey in around Magic Round and at the Caxton. So that's what I'm hoping for. And, mate, not just torn up because it's our jerseys. The quality is exceptional. They're freaking unreal. So if anyone gets one and they say not happy with the quality, I'll say bullshit.
Timmy's going to punch you.
Yeah.
Timmy's literally going to fucking jab you.
I'll have your address because we're packing them.
So. Yeah, we will have your address. Yeah. So I dare you not to like them. We'll send Kat down
we'll send
there.
Kat. Yeah. Heaps more intimidating
Van Dam kick your door in.
Yeah.
Yeah, with my TNs as well, guys.
Fuck yeah. Entays.
My entays.
They are live now. Well, they will be live at 6 p.m. Or if you're listening to this post 6 p.m, they are already live. So rugbyleagueguru.com.au will put the link down in the description for you to go and get your paws on one of those. And we thank you all. It was our first. We've done a hat before, but this is our first proper merch drop with Beers and Breakevens. So shout out to you guys. They are live at 6 p.m. or now. Okay, our scores this week. Timbuktu, how'd you go in the rearview mirror?
1348. Moved up 460 spots, 2170 overall. So, saw some green arrows, mate. Needed it after a couple of down weeks. And, yeah, look, I know it wasn't as good as you, but not a bad week.
Yeah, I've managed to rope in a big 21 points in the last 2 weeks, so we're tracking you down slowly. 1361 for me. First green arrows in about 2 weeks, I think. So up 1,643 spots. I've now ranked 7,642 with a couple of trades in the back pocket.
How many got left?
I have got 8 left. Yeah, I've used one this week. Yeah, I've got 8 left going into this week. We'll talk about our trades later. But I'm going to annoy a couple of people that look like him. Kathmandu, trades.
I'd argue that I'm only one person also, not a couple.
Fuck you. Trades, ranks, what's doing?
Okay, so for trades, I got Payne Haas in because I didn't have him before. I had a bit of money to spend. And I also got... I can't remember.
I'll be honest with you, I was asking how many trades you have left.
Oh, sorry.
But I appreciate you went Payne Haas.
I've got 10 left to boost, and I scored 1193.
10 trades left. How many weeks are left? 6?
You got 10 left.
I'm making multiple trades per week.
Yeah, I was going to say...
I boosted last week.
Yeah,
She's
only got 2 more
only
than
got
us.
2 more, which is heaps, but...
Yeah, still a lot.
Oh, no, I'm just burning through them now. I don't care.
Good. Well,
it's kind of like I was on... Someone handed me a wad of cash and I just like saved it for months, and then they're like, I'm taking it off you tomorrow, and I'm like just spending it all in one day.
I'll back that.
Yeah. It kind of feels nice, eh?
Where are you ranked?
It's rank.
It's rank, yes.
Yeah, 35,000.
We're seeing green arrows this week, young lady.
Yeah, we are.
This is the week we're turning this around, okay? We're turning this bad boy around.
I'm only seeing green.
With 10 trades, you should be able to make some strides here.
I agree.
What's your goal? Where do you want to finish?
I mean, let's just say above 30,000.
No, fuck that. You got 10 trades left. I think she should be aiming for around about the 22,000. No, if higher.
How's your depth, Kat?
How's my depth?
Yeah, do you have many non-players?
I do have a few non-players. Look, I reckon you could do a whole second episode on my team and the issues within it. I did fix a few of those.
Well,
We've got a visitor.
Who do we have here? Come jump on Kat's mic. How are you, mate?
Put your head in.
Guest appearance.
Little celebrity guest appearance here, the one and only.
Why is there no goss in this room? You got
If it isn't the number one journo in rugby league, how are you, mate?
I'll invite Reedy for you now. What are you talking about? Enjoy the pod. I thought I'd pop in and see where the magic happens.
What do you got for us? What's happening with Ryan Pappenhausen? Is he going to play or not?
Oh, yes. It's a story today that he's met with R360 over the weekend. Who knows? You never know what's going to happen. But I think he'll stay in rugby league.
Thank God for that.
A question from a listener about someone's draft team. Kelman Tuolangi, you going to play this week or not?
You think I watch footy?
Oh, please. Good to see you, brother. We'll see you soon. Where were we?
Oh, we can skip past my team. That part's done.
Sweet. Okay. Let's get stuck into, as I find my run sheet again, little charge down from Michael Chamis there. Round 22, TLT. First game, Parramatta Eels, Melbourne Storm. As I said, Kelman Tuolangi, he's on the extended. Nothing else to really note there. For the Melbourne Storm, Ryan Pappenhausen returns. Nick Meaney in the centres. Wishy at halfback. Pizzette in the 14. Nothing else to really touch on there. Anything, Timbo? Yeah, you sweet over there? Not the worst I've seen you, but not the best.
I turned my mic off. I was just having a coughing fit. Sorry.
Just the Jerome Hughes.
No Jerome Hughes, so wishing in at 7. Yeah. Who added Hoffman and Bromwich to the run sheet?
I was really hoping. I can't believe I've never pulled this unsuccessful prank before. I was hoping you were going to Anchorman it.
No,
Will
never.
Ferrell.
I was ready to go, what the fuck is that?
You stopped at it and you thought about it. I was hoping you were just going to rip through it.
Never.
That's play on from you, Timmy. I
We're
like
a professional
Oh,
organisation
it's
here.
getting so excited. But, mate, on a serious Supercoach note, how confident are you that Tyron Wishart plays 7 and Peasant stays 14? Not saying it won't happen. You've just got 2 ball running 5'8s there. You don't have an organising 7. You can get away with 2 ball running 5'8s, especially in Melbourne of all teams, but surely they want an organising 7 in there in Peasant.
No, this is exactly what I'd do personally. I'd go with Wishy at 7. I heard Cooper Cronk on their podcast talking yesterday about how he would pick Peasant but he said more so because he thinks they'll really miss what Wishy can bring off the bench.
I think there's 2 birds, like 2 things there. I think that's another big factor in it. But like I look at this in terms of like as a Raiders supporter, Melbourne a huge threat and the race to finals, etc. I don't know. I just think it's who leads this team around? Does it just become Harry Grant?
I think it becomes Harry Grant. Yeah, I think they'll just run with these 2 ball runners. I don't think it'll be that much different, to be completely honest with you.
I also understand that Jerome Hughes is a terrific ball running halfback as well, and probably not your traditional 7. I don't know. I just, unless Harry Grant's going to pick up the extra slack, I don't think it's going to be Cameron Munster. That's just not his role. Look, maybe Tyron Wishart can do it. Maybe he can play more as an organising 7. I haven't really seen it. Jerome Hughes has had bugger all injuries in recent years, but I don't know. I wonder if they're going to lack direction without Jerome Hughes and not going with Pezza. But look, time will tell.
Time will tell. Yeah. I don't mind it. I'm okay with it. You might, yeah. I feel okay about it, though.
I think Harry Grant ups his role in getting him around the park.
Agree with you.
And Wishy and Munster, like Storm halves do, when it's used, they just play off the back of that and punch.
I think as well, mate. I think defensively they'd much rather Wishy on that edge than Pezzett too, which I think would have also played a role in it. All right, let's move to 6 p.m. Friday. Waz Dolphins. A couple of changes here from both sides. Tomato Martin, he comes in at 5'8". Chanel Harris-Tavita out of this one. Vaimalga jumps into the front row. Healy comes in at 9. Torpicki on the bench with Freddie Lussick. You've obviously got Fisher Harris out. You got Wade Egan out. You got Chanel Harris-Tavita out. A bit going on there with the Waz. For the Finns, Avrillo moves back to the wing. Nicarima returns at 5'8". Felice Kafusi, he returns in the front row as well. What do you want to touch on with this game, mate?
Well, nothing heaps. I think big outs for the Warriors, but not. The thing is, they're not overly Supercoach relevant.
Yeah,
and nor like big changes at the Dolphins with a few key ins, but again, not overly Supercoach relevant. I mean, the only thing I would say is once again, terrified non-Herbie Farnworth owner. It's a lot weaker Warriors outfit with those 3 big outs.
And I think Kurt Capel will be marking Herbie this week with Cody Nicarima back as well. I like that for Herbie. I will say this, if you are one of those people that has held on to Vaimalga this entire time, he has gone sub 55 or sub 53, I should say, once in the last 6 weeks, and he's never played more than 40 minutes, now getting a starting role, and with a hooker and an outside back on the bench, I think Dimitri goes nuts over the next few weeks. I'm not sure how long Fish is out for.
Do you still have him?
No, I don't. But if you do...
How long's Fish?
It's a calf, so I don't know. I don't know how long he'll be out for. We'll try and find that out during the week. But I think you could do worse than playing him potentially, just with the upside he's got and all that sort of shit. I mean, as I said, he's averaging about 55 over the last 7 weeks, playing 40 minutes. I think he has to play at least 55. So, yeah, one to have a look at there. Okay, let's move to the Bronx v. the Bunnies, 8 p.m. on Friday night. For the Broncos, Mariner comes in, Karapani. He's been dropped out of the side, as has Jesse Arthurs. So you see Selwyn Cobbo coming back into the side there as well. For the Bunnies, Bentley Harpe, he's on the wing. Ty Munro dropped. Whiten at 5'8". Whiten as we speak right now. Kat, can you check? His judiciary thing would have happened at 6 p.m. We might already have a result there. Can you check that? Humphries is at 7. Gray's at 9. Host is on the edge. Fletcher and Water on the bench. Mamazelis is on the extended. Anything you want to touch on in that game, Timbo?
Karapani's a big one, mate. Still owned by 62% of the top 10% ranked teams overall. And that's also probably dropped a little bit since teams came out. So big number, mate. And I think he's one where, look, he's really underwhelmed in recent weeks against soft opposition and probably hasn't, kicked on like we'd hoped he has. Was Loomy as a potential sell anyway, but for a lot of teams out there low on trades, a lot of teams probably would have just carried him as a 6 or 7 CT dub for the back end of the season.
Yep.
They've lost a man. So, look, there's every chance he comes in at some point again, but it's potentially has a decent blow, especially for what was a good matchup against the Bunnies too.
Yeah, completely agree.
I was just going to say, as of 7:16 p.m, the hearing had adjourned for the panel to consider the evidence, but there is no final decision made at this point.
Okay, sweet. Can you keep an eye on that throughout the
I can
episode?
do that.
All right, Gold Coast Titans, Penrith Panthers, 3 p.m. on Saturday from Seabus. Verrills back in, Arlick on the edge, Cleese Haaston 13, Weaver in the 14 for the Panthers. Liam Martin moves on to the edge, Papali'i back to the bench. Anything to talk about there, mate?
Nothing
really relevant.
Nothing too substantial there, mate, no.
Dragons, Canberra, 5:30 p.m. down there at Wynn Stadium. Sua is obviously out. Molo on the edge. We spoke about this a few weeks ago. He's going to be an interest. I don't know what price he's at now, but if Molo plays 80 minutes, I think last time he played 80 minutes, he based about 60 or so. His PPM's really good. Got a point to prove at the moment. So
324K, Breakhaven 41, front row only. Yeah, his first game of the season was an 80-minute game. He scored 65 against the Raiders as well with 63 in base. So, Sua gone longer term.
the only thing I'm worried about, Hollangar, who's in jersey 18, if he comes onto the bench, I'm just worried that could impact his minutes, but that could be a little bit further down the track.
Yep.
But yeah, just want to keep an eye on their Molo. You say he's only front row forward?
Yep.
Don't love that. For the Canberra Raiders, Seb Chris is back in, Simi Sasungi on the bench. Nothing else to touch on in that game, right?
Just the only one is I think while he won't let you down, I think with Hutto Young back 80 minutes on the edge, Simi Sasungi, who Ricky Stewart loves and rightly so, off the bench again. I think Zach Hosking sits anywhere from 60 to 70 minutes, and I probably think it lands about 65. When Sasungi comes on, Hosking goes to the middle, but I don't think he's your sort of locked start in 18s each week with this setup. So, look, probably good for another week or two, but just one to monitor.
Yeah, I think we've got the Englishman. He's set to return after the bye.
Yeah, so there's another one. So just... Yeah, look, you don't change. He's a warm body among a lot of injuries in Supercoach at the moment, so hang tight. But just if you've got a strong team, he's not necessarily a play. Then again, it's a decent matchup with the Drags, but yeah.
What's Hosking doing at the moment? Is he moving into the middle when
Simi comes on?
Okay. So over the weekend, he still played 80 minutes, so he just moved in the middle and just went.
Sasungi played centre with Seb Chris out.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So the week before that,
the week before that, yeah.
Okay, I'm with you. All right. Okay, let's move to the next game. We have got the Seagulls taking on the Roosters at 4 Pines Saturday night. Huge game as far as both these seasons go. Corey Waddell, he obviously comes on the edge for the injured Ola Kawatu. Talau and Simkin on the bench there. For the Chooks, Billy Smith returns at centre. Hugo at 5'8". Wong's on the edge. Egan Butcher in jersey 13. Benaya coming off the bench in the 14. For Keddy on the bench as well, and Radley on the extended. Anything you want to touch on there, mate?
Not really, mate, no.
The one thing I would say is for Nwangani Tawase owners, I think getting Hugo back is going to be enormous because I think Walker's been way too fucking dominant down that left edge.
Yes, and I wonder, does Sammy just start to swing even a little bit more and play wider and hit Marky Mark on the right? Just because, mate, you would have spoken about it probably on the Bloke podcast yesterday or Monday. I was off, but Mark Nwangani Tawase, I think Trent Robinson is too good a coach to let him sit out there and not touch the ball.
He should have played left centre in the second half the other night, in my opinion. I couldn't believe he wasn't getting any football. It was outrageous.
I think Robbo, in fact, I'm quite confident that Robbo will find ways to get him more involved, whether that's Sammy Walker. Because now Savala's back, what edge will Sammy play?
I assume Sammy will be on the left.
Yeah, he'll play left, Savala will play right. Yeah,
and to Robbo's credit, the other night, Sandon got injured, so they had to move Connor Watson to 5'8", so he was on the right side. So it was a little bit of a dog's breakfast, but I don't think there's any denying that Sammy Walker, he's got a bit of Zoolander about him. He loves going left. Is that the opposite of Zoolander? Zoolander can't turn left, can he?
I can't remember.
I think it's can't turn left.
Yeah.
Can you Google that as
Blue
well?
Steel. Which one's Blue Steel?
Pretty sure it's can't turn left. Anyway, I think that with Savala back, I'm hoping Nwanga gets more football because he's becoming an interesting little pick and choose when to play.
Yeah, I reckon he
Angle
can't
your
turn.
face to the left, not the right.
Mad.
Not bad. I sat Marky Mark last week.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like the matchup wasn't great, and he's got a 3-round average of like 34 or something since Sammy Walker's come in, and even last week before it, I think he's just you play him on matchup the way he's currently being utilised, and there's some softer games to come. It's a mixed draw. There's harder ones as well, but the way it's going, I'll probably play him in half the games.
Yep, very fair. Tigers, Bulldogs, 2 p.m. out there at Combank Stadium, the Lockie Galvin Cup. Buller returns at fullback, Taruva back to the wing. Skeleton remains out there as well. Samuel Afanu returns on the edge. Now, Tony Sakar goes back to the edge, but also goes back to the bench. Royce the Choice, the resurrection, out of nowhere.
Dear Lord, I didn't even see his name.
Pine. Have you still got him?
Yeah.
Ugh, rank.
How do you trade a bloke worth 198k? You don't. I didn't actually see that, I'll be honest, in the rush of TLT and Playbook podcast. So, yeah, I don't love that.
Let me double check. I haven't fucked that up, but I'm pretty sure.
What, he's on the he's on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huge. Interesting little watch there for you. Be a nice little loop for his 7. Bulldogs.
7, you can get to 7.
Kiraz moves to fullback. Excited, Kat?
I've got him. I'm very excited.
Fuck yeah, King Kiraz. You've got Jethro on the wing, Tuala's on the wing, Tracy's obviously out. Woods 19. Do you want to go on your little Tracy spiel or what?
Freaking oath.
He's injured now, but take it away.
Yeah, I mean, gone now, but we rightly so at the time.
Also, Timmy, I just really think you need to break the wall with this one. You need to talk to the people.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
We copped a lot of stick over Connor Tracy. He had 2 bad weeks. One was an out-and-out bludger. The second one was just in an absolute bog of rain against the Dolphins or someone. Connor Tracy came good, guys. As I said, we copped some right stick for it. 5-round average of 77. He belted out 129 last week. So, you know what? Pieces made, but Connor came out and he did a job in the end.
Now, in our group chat on, I think Sunday night, Timmy was like, I'm gonna talk to them about the Connor Tracy thing because that was really unfair. And then we wake up the next morning and he's out for probably the rest of the SuperCoach season. Fucking of course. It was never going to go any other way. Okay, anything else you want to touch on in that game, mate?
Yeah, Jacob Kiraz... I mean, we could stat deep dive, but let's just put it here. There's not too much deep dive into it. But, yeah, Jacob Kiraz made, obviously shifting to fullback. On the wing last week, 137 points, 7 offloads, 10 tackle busts, couple of tries, 24 runs. 1 game at fullback last season, 52 points. It's probably a good thing for him. I don't know if that much changes. Like, he might have 3 or 4 extra runs at the back, but he runs for 25-plus games most of the time anyway. He's outside Stephen Crichton, where he scores a lot of good tries with Critter's ball playing, just his ability out there. Yeah, I don't think heaps changes. What do you reckon?
I disagree. I think there's a lot more upside to him. I just think the way that he breaks tackles, has the offload, he's not afraid to offload in his own end as well. And I think that realistically, teams don't kick to him because he's too good at returning the football. I think now they don't really have a choice. He's always going to get that second hit up, whatever it might be. So, he still has 25 hit ups. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we get like a Joey Manu game this weekend where he's in that
35 or
33 sort of range.
10 offloads.
And I just think he'll break enough tackles and he'll have enough offloads to be really relevant. So, I love him at fullback. I think he's going to be, if there's an easy matchup over the next few weeks or whatever, I think he's a captain option. And he's just, if I'm playing against him and he's captain, I'm shitting myself.
Yeah. Nah, I agree. I think he'll be better at fullback. I just don't. I remember when he moved there last year and everyone was like, oh my God, Kiraz at fullback, this is going to be unbelievable. It's like, I mentioned on the Playbook podcast, but when like Manu used to move there and you had like Manu to fullback, Manu did it from centre where he had 10 runs a game and then he'd start having 28 runs a game, which led to tackle busts and offloads. Kiraz kind of does it from the wing anyway, but I do think he becomes just that little bit more viable as a VC moving forward and potentially a straight C.
Yeah. Okay, Sharkies, North Queensland. That's the last game of the week from Shark Park. Talakai returns at centre. Nikora on the edge. Hazelton also on the extended. As far as the Cowboys go, the only big change there is Jakey Clifford in at 5'8". Anything for that game, mate?
Not a heap, mate. Only that Moine Hirotti's lurking around on the extended bench. Do you think they keep Siffer at centre, or what do you reckon they'll do?
I was speaking to someone from the Jets the other day, earlier this week, and they reckon that Hirotti played fullback on the weekend and absolutely brained it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like apparently they're starting to consider him as a potential option into the future. So not for this week, I don't think, but heading into the future, like we always say, that Will Kennedy sort of got that mortgage on that spot. Maybe something to watch there. Mate, I think unless it's Ito, I think I'd be keeping Talakai there personally.
Yeah, I think it's a gun at centre. But Hirotti went good there too.
He did, yeah. And I mean, Talakai off the bench is enormous for him as well. Is Ito going to be back for the SuperCoach season? Do you have any idea when he's back?
Let me have a look, but it was about a 10, 12-week injury from memory, so I think he probably will.
If he comes back for the last 2 weeks, I don't know what their draw looks like, but
he's listed round 27. Their draw's unbelievable.
I would love to bring him in late as a little pod play.
Oh, okay. Sorry. It's unbelievable up until they're buying round 25. Then they go Knights at Shark Park, then they go Doggies round 27. So
yeah, but if Doggies are second and home, they might rest players that week.
Yep.
So yeah, interesting one to watch. All right, let's...
Can I interrupt quickly with a judiciary update?
Yes, what do you got?
Jack Wyden has been found guilty. Judiciary Chair Jeff Bello said the decision was unanimous, and Wyden is only guilty of a grade 1 shoulder charge. If the panel agrees, he'll be suspended for 2 matches, not 4.
So the gradings come down.
Mm-hmm. Guilty, but still suspended.
Interesting.
why are you? This is draft related, isn't it?
No, it's not. I find it bizarre. And you know what? I'm actually happy with the decision because I'm pretty sure that will allow Jack White to play in Indigenous round in 3 weeks' time.
For further context, Gabba was disputed the grading and said Wyden was only guilty of a grade 1 shoulder charge. So if it's agreed, that's when it will drop from 4 to 2.
Okay, sweet. I think 4 is outrageous for that, but anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Now, let's check in with the one and only Brian Seeney, the NRL Physio to the stars.
Alrighty, crew. SuperCoach relevant injuries for this week. First one, Jerome Hughes. Look, regular season and SuperCoach season pretty much over after dislocating his shoulder. He'll avoid surgery even when he comes back for the finals. Just high risk of re-injury even if he comes back sort of around 26, 27, is able to sneak back a bit early. Yeah, that re-injury risk is, quite high. I mean, the guy we're going to talk about next, Tomole Olokoatu, he's, re-dislocated that first game back. He's going to be going for surgery, season over. So, just with Jerome Hughes, even if you're hanging on to him in some hope, it's just not worth it. In my eyes, Olokoatu, unfortunately, popped his shoulder out again, so he's going for surgery. The other guy, Toby Couchman, he is also going for surgery after trialling rehab. It didn't quite work out, didn't get him to a point where they were happy with it. And that's kind of the point, even with Jerome Hughes, for example, right? He could get 5 or 6 weeks in and they go, look, it's just not stable enough. He could come back and get through the end of the season fine, a bit like a Nathan Cleary, Jerome Hughes. It's the volatility of these situations that you don't like at all. So, they tend to be a bit of a stay away for me. Connor Tracy, this is a really rare one. So he's got a hematoma in his abdominals. Been playing through an abdominal strain, obviously kind of got to a point where that blood vessel burst. These kind of more medical situations, there were some kind of concerns for his internal organs. That's been cleared, but he's going to be 3 weeks bed rest. So, just chilling out, not doing much at all. So even if it's 3 weeks best case, he's then probably going to need a couple of weeks to get that fitness back up, get the muscle back on his body, those kind of things. So looking at probably 4 to 5 weeks best case for him in terms of a return to play, and could be even longer depending on how that bleeding settles down. So he's another one. If you're holding on to him, you probably got to get rid of him as well. There's just so many of these at the moment, which is tough. James Fisher-Harris, he's gone for 2 weeks with a calf. A CHT, Chanel Harris-Davida, he's gone for a week with a calf. As we've seen, with the calf tightness kind of crew, it can extend out longer with calves. That's always the hesitation. But the guy we're about to talk about, Pappenhausen, is worst case scenario. We haven't seen many like that in recent times. So perhaps he is back this week. Is he going to return? I mean, if they've named him You would expect so. I wouldn't count my chickens until he's named on that team sheet an hour before, because he's been named a couple of times in the first couple of weeks and unfortunately didn't play. So just got to watch out for that. Will he get the goal kicking back? Look, there's just way too much, I guess, uncertainty about this at this point. Even if it's a minor strain, the fact that it's taken 4 weeks for him, 4 weeks out, he's returning on that 5th week. It's just a very extended recovery period. So once again, look, like throw a dart at the dartboard, see what you can come up with, because he could kick. I think Meaney's kicking relatively well, so whether you just leave it with him and let Paps get back and do his thing. In terms of return to performance, it's mainly re-injury risk with something that's taken a lot longer to get better than you'd expect. I'm expecting performance to be pretty good, but re-injury risk, that's the uncertainty there. Payne Haas, a really interesting one. So he copped a knock to the ankle, apparently no real concerns there, but he had like an injury concern in the warm-up. He's still dealing with this back issue. Look, I don't think he necessarily needs a rest, because a rest can sometimes not be the best thing in terms of deconditioning and those kind of things. But I think we spoke about it maybe 3-4 weeks ago. He's just not on my captaincy radar at this point. I think the way in my head I'm kind of looking at him is he's got a floor of 40, but he's got a ceiling of 140. So I think he's still... I'm not selling him. I mean, especially with the injury carnage that's going on. But even if you're looking to buy him, I think that's the kind of player he is at the moment, where he could, aggravate his back. It could be, not a good game for him, and he could go 40. But he could also have an absolute whale of a game, and as we've seen, score 130, 140, just have an absolute monster. Especially with the Bronx dropping a game last week, they need to kind of win, so they need Payne Haas absolutely pumping out some good games. Bradman Best, he has a patella instability issue. They got the bye this week. Look, with him, it should be a quick return. We're seeing with Samuel Lafino this year with a similar problem. He tends to be his return to play is pretty quick. Once again, just that aggravation re-injury risk is quite high. So that's the concern with Bradman Best. And then for any Zach Hosking owners, I know there's been a fair bit of interest around Matty Nicholson and his return, but he's not due back till after their bye. So I think they've got the bye in round 24. So he'll probably play New South Wales Cup in round 24 and then NRL return round 25. So you've got at least another couple of weeks there where Zach Hosking doesn't have to compete with him for minutes. I think that's most of it for this week. If you like what you hear, Magic Sponge Podcast out Sunday night, Monday mornings. But otherwise, I will talk to you all next week.
All right. Shout out to the Fizzwiz. Talk to me, Timmy. What are your thoughts?
Payne Haas. Very interesting. Very interesting. I've wanted to get into my team for a couple of weeks, including this week. Can't do it due to basically just the mass injuries around the park and have had to focus on other things. Just an interesting one. Like, I absolutely think he's a trade-in. I would still be happy enough to do it this week if I didn't have other pressing issues, but he's gone from, just an out-and-out must-have for the runner home to, okay, Fizz spoke about concerns around injury aggravations and all the things that he's carrying at the moment. Nothing serious, he's not sort of thinking with Brisbane needing to win games about rest or any of that, but Brisbane have some softer games on the run home. If they get decent leads, and they may not, he's going to be the first one that goes for a shower, right? So he's 700K with a break-even of 133. The harder games will be better for him because they'll be in it and he'll play bigger minutes. Yep. But as I said, I still want him probably next week or the week after whenever I can work with my team, probably next week. But he's gone from like a hurry up and get him into I'm not that stressed.
Yeah, I'm a non-owner as well, and Kat said she brought him last week, and I'm like, yes, well, like if I had him, I'd be fine.
Yeah,
but he's not a guy I'm rushing to get at the moment. I'm going to sit back and watch for another week. I've got the funds there to be able to do it whenever I want. But yeah, I'm in no rush. I'm
planning on getting him next week. I also have a Herbie-sized problem to contend with, but I'm expecting him to come out this week and probably score 90 and have 5 offloads and, play decent minutes. But I'm happy to watch. If he comes out and goes 50 to 60 again and doesn't get great minutes, then we can sort of reassess. So, yeah, that was the big one for me.
Yep, fair shout. Now, Blue Wealth property. Now, I've seen a decent uptick in client inquiries over the last month. It is clear that there is a heap of people wanting to get the details they need to invest in property. We are likely to see interest rates drop through the remainder of this year, which ultimately means property prices will rise. The best time to invest is almost 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Reach out to the team at Blue Wealth for a discovery call and find out if you're in a position to start investing in property. You can also email beers@bluewealth.com.au to book a chat with the Blue Wealth team today. Get in touch with Blue Wealth Property. Get yourself some education. You might not be using it today, but tomorrow or one of the many tomorrows to come, Timmy, you will need want to use that education.
Well, mate, interest rates drop, price property goes up.
Yeah.
The question is, do you buy now while the interest rates are high and cop that fixed rate or whatever it might be? Or do you wait and get the lower interest rate and the property goes up and you have to pay more? That's a question for them, not us.
If only there was a place I could go to ask. There are no dumb questions.
No.
And if there was, I asked them all when I first met Blue Wealth.
Yeah, we've asked plenty of them.
Another adorable sneeze from our producer.
I didn't even
Yes.
know if
Over
it
there.
picked it up.
Reach out to Blue Wealth Property guys, doing great things. Once again, that email, beers@bluewealth.com.au. They've got a couple of events coming out over the next few weeks that we'll be letting you know about as well. But Blue Wealth doing great things. Speaking of Blue Wealth, they've put up $5,000 dues for the winner of Beers and Breakevens this year. And at the moment, leading that is Justin. He's the coach of Just to All Good. He's actually dropped 2 rank spots this week to 5 overall, but still leading that one. So congratulations to Justin, doing well so far. Few more rounds to go. You've got Neil, Matthew, Daniel, and Harrison hot on the heels. Wow, there's only 5 points separating first and second in that competition. So $5,000. We'll keep an eye on that every single week. Our top scorers this week, who will get a hat and a football coming their way. For the first time ever, we've had a tie, a draw, a Ty Williams. I can't remember that occurring.
What do we do in the event of a tie? Trying to work. I feel like we've had a tie.
I think we have.
At some stage in the past, and we used some method of working out who got the prize.
Wouldn't you go by total score,
Yeah.
logically?
You want to go by total score?
Well, I don't know if we've got enough prizes.
No, we do.
Oh,
no,
we do.
we'll just give them both.
Give them
right,
both.
Yeah.
What's that?
Give it to them both.
Yeah, we've got
why
enough.
not?
We'll
I
give
want
both.
to.
A
Yeah,
hat
yeah,
for
I'm
you
here.
and a hat for you, a hat for everybody.
Yeah, everyone gets a hat. Now, on the hats as well, I actually got them sent off. I haven't even told you this. Got them to get sent off. They accidentally had stitched on them 2024. So I've had to resend some new hats. So they're coming out in the next week. So if you are waiting for your hat and football, sit tight. They are on our way back. I didn't want to give you a 2024 one. I think that's a pretty shit go. So some 2025ers coming your way. So stay tuned. And shout out to Stephen for providing us with the Beers and Breakevens football. They are absolutely top shelf. All right.
Oh, but I don't think we've said the winners' names, by the way.
Haven't I?
I don't think so.
Okay. The winners, Jason, who coaches the Cream. Sure. And Hayden, who coaches Camp Dog. So Jason and Hayden, send an email to beersandbreakevens@gmail.com. That's a great pickup by you, Cad. Would have been really hard for them to email in if I didn't tell them who they were. Make sure you put your address on there. I am not good at guessing addresses across this country to send hats and footballs to. Address, name, all that stuff for us, please. Hayden and Jason. All right. Timmy, stats, deep dive. Like Alasima, the big bit of gear. Talk to me.
I've wanted to own Lecker all year, but the bit of back row roulette that they're playing over there, that Webby's playing over there, Kurt Capel, Jacob Laban, Murata Niokore, Dimitri Valmunga, it's made it hard. Like, he's getting more 80-minute, big-minute games than he's not of late, but it hasn't been that way all year. Mate, he's just going to be a lot of Eli Katara about him, like potentially with a bit more upside. Like, he's that good. He's going to be Eli Katara-ish by next year, I reckon, if he locks down an 80-minute role. So he's averaging this year 54 points per game. In 9 games of 65-plus minutes, though, this season, he's averaging 65 points per game. So, look, he doesn't have the base of a lot of the best back rowers, but his attack and the upside there is as good as any. If we just knew that he was locked into an 80-minute role, I'd just buy him and enjoy it for the run home. But like with Kurt Capel still sitting there at centre and players that can obviously come back into the back line, it's just hard to do. But fire out, I'd love to own him.
Do we know what's happening with Chanel Harris-Tavita? Do we know why he's
No,
out?
I don't.
Jeez, I'll tell you what, if you could tell me that Lecker was going to stay there with Tomato Martin,
Oh, yeah.
I would love that on that edge.
Incredible ball player,
Yeah,
Martin.
very, very good. So, Lecker, he's going to be a big talking point over the next few years. Jeez, we're going to have some good runs with Lecker.
Won't we?
He's going to be proper.
The whole preseason is just going to be, is Lecker going to be an 80-minute edge this year? Because if he is, I'm starting next year with him.
Yeah, very fair. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, another one from the New Zealand Warriors. I'm interested to hear where you go with this one.
Flagged him for a month or so now as a pod for the run home, and I owned him at the start of the year and he was doing great things till he got injured. But yeah, no scores under 57 points since he had his return from injury in round 11. Past 3 weeks, he's averaged 42 points in base alone. He had 16 tackle busts in those 3 games, a soft draw home. Mate, there's a serious play in Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. And I think the other thing you add there, again, find out more information around Harris-Tavita. But Harris-Tavita, he's a real ball-running half. Bit of both. Good ball playing about as well, but loves to run the ball. Tomato Martin, a sublime ball player, as you just alluded to. So if he plays that left edge, Tanner plays right, Roger out on that left wing, there's a play.
Yeah, I completely agree. I don't mind that. Teague Wilton, one of the best hole runners in rugby league. Unfortunately, always the second best in his team, but probably top 5 in the league, I would argue, Teague Wilton. I'm interested. I like Trindle as a ball player on that edge. He's not playing his greatest footy at the moment, Tricky, but he certainly can isolate guys on Teague. Talk to me.
All the injuries in the back row and front row for that matter, people are looking for back rows, and particularly ones to free up cash elsewhere. Teague Wilton, he's 510K with a break even of 27. He's, as you said, outstanding line runner, and he will find attack. Hasn't had a lot this year. He scored 2 tries and had 1 assist in 13 games. With a soft run home for the Sharks, he's a locked-in 80-minute man for them. You have just 47 in base, which is really good. You add a few extra minutes to that when you discount an injury-impacted game. That goes up towards 50. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you want an 80-minute edge back rower with attacking upside in what is generally a decent team with a soft run home. Mate, I don't mind the play in Teague Wilton if you want to free up cash.
What is their run home?
So they go Cowboys at Shark Park this week, gold. Dragons the week after at Oakey, also gold. Titans the week after at Shark Park, unbelievable. Then he goes by Knights at Shark Park, fine. Doggies round 27, as you said, maybe some rest there. The next 3 weeks in particular are outstanding. Like if you buy him, you play him in all 3 of those. Yeah,
that's some good gear, isn't it? Those next 3 weeks are sensational. That is delicious. All right, talk to me about... We've got 2 halfbacks here, Isaiah Katoa and Jamal Fogarty. Fogarty in particular, I'm not a Hughes owner, so I don't have that problem this week, but I was looking at Fogarty's scores the other day. I won't steal your thunder, but pretty fucking impressive.
Yes, I paired them together just for the reason of basically, if you don't own Nathan Cleary and you do own Jerome Hughes, it's just as clear as daylight. You just make that trade this week no matter what you're doing. But if you already own Nathan Cleary and you have Hughes, look, for what it's worth, I still think Nico Hines is the play there.
Yep.
But you can make a case if you want to go against the grain a little bit in Isaiah Katoa or Jamal Fogarty, who they have pretty similar stats. So Katoa, averaging 69 points, has a 3-round average of 84. He's only scored sub 50 once all season. That was a 42 back in round 4.
Yep.
Fogarty replicates that quite a bit. So 634K with a break even of 14. Here's a 3-round average of 92 points. A good run home for the Raiders. They do have 1 bye to come. Again, he scored under 50 once all season. That was a 29 back in round 16 against the Tigers of all teams. So, as I said, not the way I'd play the position, but it's hard to argue with the numbers of Katoa and Fogarty.
I like the Fogarty play. I'm a fan of that. I'm a little like they've obviously got a bye to come and stuff, but I don't know, Isaiah. I feel like the Dolphins can't keep doing this. I feel like it's got to come to bite them at some point. All the injuries, it's got to catch up to them. But I don't know. Fogarty, I've got a good feeling about.
Interesting.
Not one that I do. Can I throw another one at you?
Sure.
Sam Walker's 3 weeks back.
Yeah.
First week he only played 70 minutes. I think he got a sin bin in that. He scored 50 that week. So if you take out that sin bin, let's say he scores 5 points in that time, it's 55 plus the 10 points. It's a 60, 70 point game there. He got 66 the week after that. He played Melbourne on the weekend. He got 80 points. They play Manly, Dolphins, Canterbury, Parramatta, Melbourne, South Sydney. It's not a fantastic run by any means, but it does feel like their attack is going to run through Sam Walker. What are your thoughts?
It's a weird draw, isn't it? On paper, it looks quite hard, but when you break it down, like this week's sort of the tricky one, like Manly at Brookie, off a big loss. If Manly turn up and defend well, like it might be an ugly game, especially in the wet. But if Manly don't turn up again, you could have a field day. Dolphins at Suncorp, that's good conditions, dry track hopefully, points there. Doggies is brutal. Storm in Melbourne's very tough. The Eels and Bunnies games are
But
good.
even Storm, like he just scored 80 and he'll be going at that right edge. And I don't mind that for him.
Yeah. I just put it this way, it's okay, but of all matchups in the NRL, to be going down to Melbourne round 26 when Melbourne, they're every chance to be playing for a top 2, it's a night game, they'll just be up for it. But yeah, look, to your point, yeah, I don't mind him.
I can see myself trading in Sam Walker in round 27 as a play for that South game. I imagine surely
Absolutely.
they're only going to be losing more play. At the moment, they're losing about 2 a week.
Yeah,
South
it'll be
Sydney,
the Bunnies Ron Massey Cup
This
side.
is a
might be playing left
perfect
centre for
segue
them.
for me to let you know that Jack Whiten was found guilty of a grade 2 and will miss 4 weeks.
Shit. 4 weeks.
Now, I was going to say this before. I don't know why guys challenge. And no one ever wins there.
Hasn't
When
there
was the
been-
last time someone won?
I was going to say, hasn't there been a ridiculously low this year? Like
At the
no
very
one?
least, can you not lower the charge?
Yeah, like there's occasionally you can go from a suspension to a fine or something, but mate, and like not many people challenge. Remember, like Tuesday night in the NRL used to be
Yeah.
there's 5 dudes going there. We'll find out at midnight who got off and who didn't because
It
it used to go
used to
forever.
be
They don't
yeah.
even bother anymore.
It used to be fun because people did get off and there was actually a debate in it, but it doesn't happen much, does it?
I mentioned it before. I reckon part of why, well, obviously South Sydney's their season's pretty fucked, but I think part of it is that they've got Indigenous round in 3 weeks. They're already without Cody. They're without Latrell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it fucking sucks the way it's played out.
Just throw them a bone. Give them something.
Give them something.
Seriously.
Yeah. Anyway,
But yes, Sam Walker, round 27, there's a play there.
yeah, I'll be eyeballing that one big time. Talk to me about Jethro.
Rinakama. Yeah, just for people looking at a downgrade this week, mate, and to free up a bit of cash. With Connor Tracy out for 3 weeks, Rinakama, obviously Kiraz goes to fullback, Rinakama in on the wing. He's 198k, averaging 64 points in his 2 games, 38 in base in those 2 games. He's had 21 runs in both of those games, a negative 60 break even. So, yeah, look, if you want to free up cash, very playable for, I mean, the Doggies have a really hard run home, so you probably wouldn't look to play him. But, mate, even in the meantime, if he has one more good score and he gets himself to 400 odd K, you can maybe move him sideways if need be back into the season. But, yeah, just not a bad way to free up cash for a winger in a good team.
So will he be on the right wing?
Well, Kiraz is on the right, so I don't know what they do with Tuala and Rinakama, but if he's replacing Kiraz, so maybe. I don't know what he plays in Cup.
Yeah, well, he played left wing a few weeks ago.
He did.
19s, he played right wing, though, when we were there. Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, that could be either one.
But, yeah, to your point, if he lobs outside Critter, look
Little
out.
spot. Yeah. All right. That's it for Stats Deep Dive.
Yeah.
What a Stats Deep Dive it was. Take a bow, my friend.
I know, that was
Mate,
unreal.
That was fucking
Thank
good
you,
gear.
guys. Appreciate it.
That was really well. I'm very proud of you. That was
Yes.
really good. No, seriously, that was well done, man. That was really good.
This episode's been all about you, Timmy, really.
Yeah, you've done really well here. I'm really proud of you.
Thanks, guys. I feel like I'm missing something here.
No,
taking
it's
the piss
been
out of you.
unreal.
All right, let's get stuck into our trades this week. Mind if I take the floor?
Lead away,
I'm
mate.
going to piss Timmy off this week. Now, I'm about 480 points behind Timmy. There is not many weeks left. Some would argue there's not enough left. I think there is 6 weeks left. Yep, 6 weeks left, including this week. So I am looking to make a couple of big splashes. And my first big splash is going to be this week, trading in my third nuff to free up a fuck ton of cash so I can do whatever the hell I want to do with it over the next few weeks. I find myself in a spot where I'm ranked 7,000th. I think, like, it's not impossible. I think it's going to be tough for me to get into the top 1,000 this year. I'm also just want to try and beat you. That's my incentive this year. I've got your head on my dartboard and I'm shooting cannons at that motherfucker, so I'm coming for you.
This is already where every year it's tricky because I do give a shit about beating you. However, I'm not going to change any of my trade, skip, or sit V start plans to match you as you're doing head-to-heads because I've just got bigger overall rankings based goals in mind. This year, because I desperately need a win, if you are to close the gap on me, maybe around 26 or 20, maybe around 27, there is some matching going on, but whereas you're just like, everything I'm doing is targeted at you.
Well, I've got 3 Timmy Williams heads on the wall and I'm looking to add a 4th this season. So I will be trading in the second row. I'm going to essentially trade Keon straight to Ethan Roberts from the Roosters. He was getting named on the extended a few years ago for the Roosters, but since then he's playing left edge with Josh in Jersey Flegg, so I don't know what's going on there. But he's playing Jersey Flegg every week. They're not picking him, so I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I'm going to trade in Ethan Roberts. So I think he is pretty safe. He's dual position, not that matters because so's Tui Simpkins. A real lack of 2RF/CTWs in the nuff category this year, which I
Not
don't
a lot,
love.
is there?
None. NONE, 0. Not much doing. So I'm going to trade in Ethan Roberts, and that will leave me with 7 trades and 500K in the bank. I already own Nath Cleary from last week, so that's not a trade I need to make. I don't mind my team for this week. We'll get to sit v starts and captains, but I'm okay with my side as it is, which will allow me sort of next week to, you know, maybe move like a Karapani to a Dane Gagai or whoever I fancy there. It'll probably also allow me to get maybe a Payne Haas in. So, yeah, I think that Charlie Geimer, who's been a fantastic trade-in, break-even of 26, 450K. He'll tick over 500K this week. Maybe move Charlie Geimer to Payne Haas next week. And now I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling good. Now, I know you don't like the nuffs. Now, I have got Tui Simpkins. I have got Nathan Lawson. Shout out to him. So I will have 3 nuffs. So my depth may get tested at certain points. I've had a look at the buys for the back end of the season. I'm not too dominant by any particular team, so I'm not really concerned about that. The Dolphins have had all their buys, and that's pretty much the only team I have more than one player from, essentially. So I'm not too concerned about that. That's me. What are your thoughts?
Don't love it, don't hate it. Look, from a perspective of adding my melon to your wall again, I get it. And it does allow you to do whatever you want and have a bit of a crack. What I will say around you saying I can't finish top 1,000, the reality is that there's a big gap there. Mate, players are dropping like flies. Your depth as it stands is decent. You do have trades unlike most. If shit continues to hit the fan, there may be nothing. There may not be injuries. There may not be restings for the back end of the year, and we could sail into the sunset and everyone's happy.
Yep.
With what we have seen in the last 2 weeks alone and the amount of people playing with injuries, if these injuries continue to drop at the rate we do, people were already running 2-3 nuffs, already holding injured players on their team who probably won't come back, shit could hit the absolute fan.
Yeah, it could.
In which case, I'm just flagging it. I think there's a world where you could finish top 1,000 because you are set up for it. But again, that's very doom and gloom if they do hit, but things could get very messy very quickly.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with you, but like I'm using a trade to free up 500K. I've still got 7 left. Like I still think I'm in a pretty fucking good spot.
Yeah, like I said, not that I'd recommend doing, but I don't hate the play for what you're trying to do for sure.
Yeah.
So you have trades, you have good depth. Sweet.
Is there any other trade that you would advise that maybe I should make this week? Is there anything?
Well, tell me this.
Yeah. Riddle me this.
Yeah. Your set your final team for the run home, is there anyone right now that you say, I need this bloke? I know you mentioned you don't have Payne Haas, but you're happy to sort of wait on him. You mentioned maybe a gay guy after the bye, but is there anyone that you sit there and go, I'd love to have this player this week or for the run home?
I think it's only Payne Haas, the only one I think I need to have. Outside of that, mate, there's no one really jumping out at me that I don't have. When I go to like the most owned players by people out there, Payne Haas is the only one I don't have in the top 10 or so. Like the next most, sorry, that was total points scored. Where is ownership? Payne Haas is the only one in the top 10 I don't have. Cameron Munster I don't have, but I'm okay with my 5'8". Like I've got King Tonga there, but I could move him to Cam Munster if I want, but I just don't know if 5'8's the spot to try and make up ground. I don't have Corey Horsburgh, but that doesn't overly concern me. There's no one else really jumping out at me there. I think it will be guys that I like a 2 or 3 week run. Like what you just said about Roger Tuivasa-Sheck really caught my attention.
Yeah, you could do something like that.
There. They're the sort of guys that I think I'm going to go for towards the back end of the season. Just matchups that I like. And if we have if it ends up being that this is the week that the straw on the back of the South Sydney back that breaks them, for example, I might just pick guys that are matching up against them or the Titans or whatever it might be. I'll be going a bit rogue on a few spots towards the back end of the season, but I kind of feel okay about my side.
Yeah, and look, mate, my trades, complement the way you're approaching it perfectly, I think, because I'm $1,000 off going Jerome Hughes straight to Cleary, which doesn't really worry me that much because I probably would have made a second trade anyway. So I'm going Jerome Hughes to Cleary, which is an obvious one, and then I need to make up $1,000 elsewhere. I think I'm going to go Keon Colomatungi to Isaiah Yeo. So straight off the bat there, I've just done the exact opposite to you. I've gone for depth and a really quality player, for the run home in Isaiah Yeo. 83 points last week, big minutes. He had 61 in base, which is back to what we know Yeo's got about him. And that was in a one-sided affair. So, mate, I've gone a different direction to you. And in terms of who I need for the run home, that leaves me with 6 trades for the run home, 80K in the bank. The only ones that I am sort of eyeing off or need in my team now, and there's Payne Haas, who I think I will get, but let's have a look at him for a week. And then the only other one that I'm like, I need this bloke in my team is Herbie Farnworth. He still costs an arm and a leg, so easier said than done. But there's a big chance next week, especially depending on what happens with Payne Haas, but that I probably wouldn't look to straight enough, but just get, even if it's an active player at 200K or 250K or something, to allow me to get Herbie in next week when the draw does soften up a little bit and he hopefully drops a bit more coin. But they're the only two that I'm like, I kind of want in my team. But yeah.
Question. Do you have Angus Crichton?
Yep.
You brought him last week?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, so I'm sort of, I think we're both pretty comfortable. I don't think I'll be making another trade. I think I'll just make that one this week. Nothing else really jumping out of the park to me that I think I need to do. I think that with Geimer, I'll have a bit more money incoming. Karapani's not going to lose money, so I don't have to rush him out of there. I've still got Tino. Do you have Tino? You trade him out.
I've still got him. So if I get Payne Haas, it'll be going Tino to him. But I've got Karapani there who's 448K, and as you said, like with his break even was only 84 to be fair, via the bunnies, but we'll see what happens with Herbie this week. But, maybe next week I'd go someone down to free up that cash and I go Karapani to Herbie, but again, still a bloody stretch.
Yeah, it's still going to be tough. Hey, question. One other player that I was eyeballing just looking at this week, and he's such around Eli Katoa as far as without Jerome Hughes.
Yes.
I think the natural reaction is to go, okay, he's losing a Dally M ball player inside him. Surely that's got to have an impact on him. What do the stats suggest?
Yes, so I've got the stats around all Melbourne Storm keepers. So Katoa, Grant and Munster with and without Jerome Hughes in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
They only played Hughes only missed 1 game this year. That was against the Dragons in the pouring down rain. So I've scrapped that game. So these are on the SC Playbook website in my team analysis. I've mentioned on the Playbook potty as well. But Eli Katoa, this one really interested me. Averaged 73 points in 2024. Without Jerome Hughes, only 3 game sample size, but he averaged 86 points per game. You go out to 2023, he averaged 64 points per game that season. Without Jerome Hughes, 70.5 points per game, only in 2 games. So I said, small sample size, but actually substantially more without him. That's what the stats say. The eye test says, I don't see a world how not having Jerome Hughes there could benefit him. Their combo is so good. But, yeah, just interesting to note.
Yeah, the one thing I will say is just that he's at a point now where I wonder if with the main guy out, he goes, okay, I'm one of the guys that has to step up.
Yeah.
Just as he's matured. But I agree with you. Surely he's not going to get as much good balls. Surely they just tell Wishy, you just run. So, yeah, he's one that I looked at, but I think it's a bit of a luxury trade for me. The other one that you mentioned earlier in the show is Zach Hosking. Have you still got him?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's maybe another one I could move on over the next few weeks.
I don't mind that at all. And especially from your perspective of, all right, you're trying to catch me. He's not really going to achieve much for you. So I think his minutes, albeit minimal, start to drop off in coming weeks, barring obviously injuries. The only way that maybe they don't is if because Hudson Young has this groin injury that's sort of ongoing, do they give him earlier showers if they get out to Leeds and that sort of thing? But, I mean, Hutto, I think he played 80 on the weekend, so maybe not. And it's probably Hosking.
All right, should we get into captains?
Let's do it.
Okay, I think the first one I eyeball is Nathan Cleary as my skipper. You're going to bring him in this week?
Yeah.
Geez, I hope there's a lot of people at the top that can't afford to bring him in or this forces them to make multiple trades to get him in.
What a lot of people are already doing, I've seen a lot of people with 1 or 2 trades left and they're going Hughes to Cleary as their last trade or their second last trade is Hughes to Cleary. You imagine, I dare say there'd be a few out there who, as you said, it's not a huge price difference. I think it's roughly about 80K, but there'll be people who have to use 2 trades to make it happen.
Yep.
6 rounds to go.
Yeah, long way to go. But I personally think if you've got 1 trade left or if you've got 2 trades left and you have to do 2 to do it, I think with the Titans game incoming and with Nath Cleary, seemingly the Panthers won't be able to rest towards the back end of the season.
Yeah.
I still think he's the best player in Supercoach week to week. With the goal kick now, I think you have to get him in. It's interesting because
we had this question crop up on Playbook and I said if it's your last trade, Hughes to Cleary, I'm same as you, I'd just do it.
Yeah.
But if you've got 2 trades left and you need to make 2 trades to get Cleary in, that one I'm thinking about. And the reason being is that, all right, and again, this is going to be different for every team and their depth and whatnot, but Titans this week, dream matchup, could easily get 150. Next week, Knights
which is 300 for most people.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
But he also he scored a 129 in round 9.
Yep.
118 was his second biggest score this year. Like I said, he could, but he also might not. In fact, there's every chance he doesn't. And if you had to guess what's his score this week,
I'll say he scores. I'm playing him in draft as well, motherfucker. I'll say he scores 133 is my magic number.
I'll go 120. Like 133 is comfortably his biggest score all year. So anyway, Titans this week. Next week, Knights in Newcastle. And I know they're missing players, but defensively they're still solid enough. It's in Newey. Then he plays Melbourne. Then he plays the Raiders. I think that's in Bathurst or Mudgee or somewhere.
Yep.
Then he plays the Doggies. Dragons round 27. That's sweet, but also if Penrith can't budge from 5th or whatever it is, I would imagine he'll rest. So after this week, the run home's bloody hard. Said 1 trade left and you can do it in 1 hit, I'd do it. But if it's 2 trades to do it and you've got, I don't know, Nico Hines here as your halfback each week, I don't think it's that cut and dry.
No, I think it is. I think you got to get him in. But I do get where you're coming from, 100%.
And then, like, when you say he could get 150 this week, yeah, he could. He could also injure himself. And you've used the last 2 trades and then you're still stuck with him. Like, that's also an option.
Yeah. Yeah, fair.
Anyway.
I'd be making it work, I personally, but it's the beauty of Supercoach, Timmy. Decisions to be made, my friend. Decisions to be made. Are you an owner of Nathan Cleary, Kathmandu?
No, I'm very convinced to be getting him in this week because I have.
Sure as fuck.
I have Jerome Hughes, so it makes sense to just do the.
You should
swap.
use a boost and trade him in, then trade him out and trade him back in again.
I was gonna do exactly that.
I back that. Very good. Yeah, I think with your trades, it's an absolute must.
Yeah.
Okay, if you have 3 trades and you've got to use 2 to get him in this week.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. All right, Nathan Cleary is a standout captain for me. Who else is jumping out at you, mate?
Honestly, I think everyone serious about Supercoach is just going to have Cleary, and I think you just straight seam. I don't think you get tricky at all.
Yep.
Outside of that, if you wanted to get tricky, you could definitely captain Kiraz v the Tigers.
Yes.
But even then, I will say, meant to be wet. Obviously, forecast will chop and change. It's meant to be very wet in Sydney all back end of the week and weekend. Sunday, it might be easing off a little bit, but I think Cleary on the Gold Coast. I'll check their forecast, but if he gets a dry game on the Goldie and every other game in Sydney's wet, like that's even more incentive. But yeah, Kiraz v the Tigers, even in a wet game, think about how many runs he'd have. So I actually don't hate that.
Vice captain wise, I vice captained him last week. I think I'm actually going to VC him again this week. I am looking at Zach Lomax. No, it's a Melbourne Storm game, but I'm loving that Parramatta right edge at the moment. You know, he'll get through a heap of base, and I think him and Mitch Moses will just keep on combining. Goal kicker as well. Parramatta's actually looking all right at the moment.
Saturday on the Gold Coast, Guru. Shower or two, 18 degrees, 0 to 4 millimetres of rain, a 60% chance of any rain. What does that tell you?
That tells me there's a 60% chance of Nathan Cleary scoring 133.
Yeah, pretty dry.
Yeah.
Little bit of shower potentially, but great conditions considering Sydney's looking wet. But yeah, it doesn't leave a lot of good early VC options. Mine will probably be Harry Grant or Zach Lomax. Probably Harry Grant. Would you not go Herbie?
Herbie is an option that I will consider. I hadn't looked at him. Actually, that's probably the smart play for me, isn't it?
I thought you might do that.
Yeah, I reckon I would have realised that on about Thursday.
Well, I was going to not mention it just in case. I'm like, you'll get your wits about you in about 4 days' time and you'll realise that. So
yeah, probably go Herbie then.
Yeah,
fully loaded.
Thought you might.
I do think Lomax is in for a good game though, if I'm honest.
I might go Lomax then.
Yeah, if you were to go Harry Grant, I'd go Lomax. Do you think Harry Grant's a guy I need to get over the next few weeks? I got Connor Watson. I am a little bit concerned that Harry's just going to step it up and fist everyone for the next month, but like I've got Tom Starling there, so I could do it this week. I could get Connor Watson and Harry Grant, but I don't know if I want to have them both. I don't know if I want to play them both week to week.
Look, I don't think he's a must for the general SuperCoach, but you've just got a lot of trades in bank, so I don't mind it for you, but you're also trying to catch me, so you're not achieving a lot, are you?
That's
he
true.
could also have a 5-round average of 60 easy enough. Like he's averaging tick over 60 this year.
Yeah.
So I do think he's a good buy, though, for what it's worth.
I wonder if I maybe use one of my trades this week on getting another Panthers player, maybe like a Toto against the Gold Coast this week, assuming that the Panthers absolutely fucking rinse them.
Who'd you go up against?
I couldn't even throw a dart at who plays wings for the Titans on which side. Phil Sami played left wing last week, so it'll be Phil Sami, won't it?
Honestly, they changed that often, but they won, so De Groot's been playing right. He scored his double.
Phil Sami would be going
a double 2 weeks ago on the right.
Yes, so Phil Sami would be on the left and he'll be going up against Toto.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Toto on De Groot would have been, whew.
Yes, that would have been delicious.
Anyway.
That Isaiah thing scares me a little bit this weekend. Hopefully they get out to a big enough score that they give him a little spell. I guess he had a break last week, didn't he, Isaiah? That's good for you.
Yeah, I think he played. Oh, like the rest, yeah.
Yeah, the rest of the week. That's huge. What about Sit V starts this week, mate? What are you sort of eyeballing at the moment?
Karapani being out puts me at ease a little bit.
Yep.
Because I really like that matchup against the Bunnies. I know he's going poorly, but geez, I was tempted, so I'm actually kind of happy about that. My Sit V starts are good. Like I have good matchups to play. Like I think I'll play Ramian against the Cowboys because their edge D is just ordinary at absolute best. Yep. I've got Lomax, Garrick, Kiraz who I'll play. I've got my 3 fullbacks, Hines and Cleary. So I'm just having a look. I'm going now that Isaiah Yo's I think I'm going to sit Mark Nwang'ita-Wazi again in what should be wet conditions against Manly. So he won't play. I won't play Tanner Boyd. And then I need to get Isaiah Yo in there for someone. I just need to work out who I'd drop. I don't love it, but maybe Zach Hosking. Yeah, I may play Nickera over Hosking.
Okay. I will give you all at home a little warning, and I don't know if it'll stay this way, but live podcast trade, Toto looks very good in my CTWs right now, and it leaves me with 430k in the bank. So one that I will be considering. A little bit worried about whether he gets rested or not, but I think that'll scare a lot of people off and maybe allow me
that's
to
the thing, right?
make a play.
I had him penciled in to come in post-origin the whole time, and then just the way he's been limping around and it just looks injured.
Yeah, he does. I think that's what entices me a little bit, that no one else will get on him.
Tough draw, looks injured, but I don't know. What I will say is he hobbled off 2 weeks ago against the Bunnies, played 61 minutes. Ivan didn't need to play him against the Tigers, and he doesn't need to play him against the Titans if there's any concern. So,
yeah, and I mean, he's looked injured for half a decade now.
Yeah.
Guy's a fucking maniac. They all are. All right, yeah, I will probably drink water. I will play him. Yeah, my CTWs, I'll probably have Garrick and Toto, or like Garrick and Isako sitting on my reserves, and then my last one will probably be Hines, so I'll probably be leaving Geimer and Aitken out of my options. Yeah, that's us. All right. Anything else to touch on?
All good, mate.
We're good. Guys, jerseys, 6 p.m. live tonight. If they aren't already, go and check it out. There'll be a 48-hour pre-sale, $79.95 for each of them, the Stallions and the Grizzlies jerseys, or you can jump on and buy both of them. We'll give you a snooky little discount, which you can go and check that out there. rugbyleagueguru.com.au. The link is down below for you guys to check it out. We appreciate all of you getting out and supporting us. We look forward to seeing them out in the wild and at Magic Round and at the Caxton, and might even see some over at the Ashes. I'd shit myself if I'm at Wembley and there's a Grizzlies jersey running around. That would be bliss. Could you imagine?
That'd be unreal.
Oh,
that'd be
daddy.
pinch me.
Real pinch me. So that's pinch me and punch me kind of areas. Lontel, once again, guys, lightning fast internet. They've done absolute wonders for here in Alexandria, the podcasting home of rugby league. So make sure you go check out them down below, and Blue Wealth Property as well. A discovery call for you to get some education there, or you can email beers@bluewealth.com.au if you want to get more information from Blue Wealth Property. Good episode, guys.
Great episode.
Got a little
Sorry, I'm actually trolling the internet a little to see the reaction to Wyden's judiciary report. People are very upset.
Yes, I'm not shocked.
Yes.
Little Chamis appearance, a wild Chamis
I
appeared.
know.
Has he already had a crack?
No, as in
in our show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
show. Yeah,
That's good.
I'm sure he would have had a crack by now, though.
Little
He
guest
hasn't missed the
cameo.
bloke. How good. Late show coming your way tonight. rugbyleagueguru.com.au. Grizzlies and Stallion jersey, $79.95, live at 6 p.m. or live now, depending when you're listening. We'll see you at the late show.